It's good. It's live.
Testing.
Welcome back to Satcher and Nate's talk show. This is episode 9, maybe 8 or 9. I think the last time we did one may have been the 5th, and this is I did one with Brentley Nogan, and then one with Andrew, and then this one. So there may have been one more, but as far as the labels go, I think this is the 8th.
This might be the 8th, yeah.
So, I guess the biggest news is that Michaela's ready to give birth here anytime soon. And
Michaela is Satcher's wife.
Yes.
To baby Jolie.
Yes. Little girl.
Hey, Jolie.
One day she'll listen to this.
You'll be here soon.
And hopefully she's not bored by it, but can glean some wisdom from it.
Yep.
From her Papa Nate and her dad. So that's weird. So yeah, what was it like when you found out you were going to be a dad, and then when that became like, what was it like right before Brentley was born compared to after he was born?
I think there was excitement, but I think I was also scared that I wanted to be a good dad. But not knowing, I guess being modeled for me, Big Daddy and Granddad, my dad and Mr. Wayne Walters, I guess just I was looking forward to being married and having kids. So when Brentley came, it was exciting. It was fun. It was just wow. It's another human. It's a responsibility, and it was. I guess that was it. The responsibility of it all was just like, wow. This is. We have a new life here, but it was good. Chrissy was the one to get up and all that stuff, and I'd help a little bit, I guess. And I don't know. It's been a long time ago. He's coming up on 30.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. I guess I thought we'd be in our 20s forever.
Yeah. His next birthday he'll be 30. So, but I called him my little buddy. He was the only one for the first 4.5 years before you were born, Satcher, and he wore a Oshkosh Bagosh hat, and first word I think was ball, and Mom and Dad were pretty close to that, and he learned to throw with his right arm pretty quickly, but he started doing things with his left arm too, so left hand, and he ended up kind of being ambidextrous, but I would try and teach him to bat right, but then I think he would throw it left with his left maybe. I know he is left-handed, he writes left, but anyway, it's kind of funny because I think he would throw with his left but bat right, probably because when I had to help him, I could only do
bat right.
Yeah, right side.
Probably be that way with if any of my kids are left-handed.
Yeah.
Jolie, if you're left-handed, hopefully I can learn how to bat left-handed by then. But as of right now, I'm only a right-handed batter.
Yeah. But we had a plastic ball, plastic bat, plastic tee, and he was, I don't know, must have been between 12 months to 18 months maybe, or something like that. I had it set up in the living room. We lived on 4th Avenue a long time ago, and Brentley smacked the ball off the tee, and it popped Mama in the head where she was sitting on the couch, and I think we decided then it's probably not a good idea to do that in the house again. So I think after that we had to go to the yard.
Didn't Mimi get hit in the head by a foul ball when the Evangel was playing at Shelby County Academy?
Shelby Academy. She was walking up to the field, just got into town and walking towards the field, and a foul ball caught her in her glasses or sunshades, knocked them off or bent them. And she, unfortunately, they just got to the ballpark, and as soon as they were walking up and she got hit, they turned around and left. So they did not stay at the baseball game very long. She got hit in the head. And then, of course, I don't know if you know, but we lived in Florida, went to see a minor league game, the Rangers, and your mom was at the game, and a foul ball popped up and came behind the home plate in the stands where we were, and we were trying to dodge it, and it was coming down and ended up hitting and off her foot. She was wearing sandals and hit off her foot.
I do remember that.
So, anyway.
Laney Brooke wants to talk into the microphone. How old are you, Laney?
6 3/4.
6 3/4. And where do you go to school?
Westminster. Westminster.
Like an academy?
Is
What?
Is that a prep school?
it's
Christian?
tell me it's a Christian school?
Christian.
And Laney, we are making this podcast today so we could talk about some things about being fathers and having children. And Jolie is going to be here soon. You excited about that? What?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. She's excited about Jolie being born. And then one day, Jolie and maybe you will be sitting around and y'all can listen to this podcast years and years from now. So you would be maybe
11.
11 or even older. Let's say
10.
you're 20 and she's going to be about 6 years younger than you. So she'd be 14 and y'all might listen to this one day and we would be talking about you and Jolie. Cool, huh?
What's it like being the youngest?
What's it like being the youngest?
In the house?
Yeah.
How I remember bossing me around.
How he bosses you around?
And remember
And Mary?
when they're together, they're making fun of me.
Yeah. But are they making fun of you in a way that they you know they love you? They're just teasing you? I don't think they're making fun of you as much as they're probably teasing you.
Maybe they like you.
How does it make you feel when they tease you?
Well, I say stop and they don't stop. And they hear me.
Okay. Well, they'll have to work on being more attentive and listening to what you're saying.
They may have gotten that from us.
Did y'all not listen? Did y'all not listen?
Well, we didn't stop when people asked us to stop sometimes.
Yeah, your older brothers didn't always stop when they were. If one was aggravating the other, they would say stop, and they didn't always listen to it too well.
Thatcher.
Sometimes. Not every time. Sometimes.
That's something that they need to work on, isn't it? Do you always stop when we say stop? You don't want to answer?
If we treated everybody like we wanted to be treated, then we wouldn't ever do that.
It's too bad the video is not on today.
Why
Well,
can't we do a
Laney
video?
shows up. The cat's climbing up a chair on the table now.
Why don't we put Disco in the thing and let her talk and speak cat?
All right, if you're going to talk, you need to talk into the mic there, okay?
Okay,
Because if
Disney.
you don't, it can't be heard.
Oh.
Zach, I've tried to repeat whatever you've said.
Wait, and what? Are we videoing
gonna-
this?
No, it's not a video, but I thought I'd go ahead and get some pictures of what's going on in here. Because, here, get one of me. Hey, Jolie.
Disco is going to be in here.
So Satcher's here at the house. We just got home from Buffalo Wild Wing tonight. We ate some spicy food.
Spicy? I
And,
don't like spicy. At least I didn't get spicy.
We
'cause I
had
do
some
not like
spicy food. you didn't, but Michaela and Satcher and me and maybe Hogan and Mariana came. So anyway, Hallie was there. We ate at Buffalo Wild Wing, came home a little bit ago, and I think Michaela had heard somebody's secret formula to go into labor was to go to Buffalo Wild Wing and eat some spicy food. So that's what we did tonight. So hopefully Michaela will be getting into the labor here soon. All right.
Hopefully, it is pretty soon. But,
Let him have that back.
Laney Brooke, thank you for coming in and joining the Satcher and Nate's talk show. You're welcome to stay and listen, but I'm going to take the microphone back.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
Is there only 2 of those?
Yes.
We only have 2 right now.
For right now.
But I tell you what, we need to add to this and make sure that we can have 4 microphones and headsets.
I've been trying to figure out a way to get multiple ones in here, but for right now it's kind of small. So
we want to get to where maybe we could have maybe 4, and then you know what'll happen. We're gonna we need one more. We need 5.
We'll end up with 6.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. For one person to listen to a podcast and not be actually in the room, it seems to max out around 3 or 4.
Maybe so, yeah. But I think I would just like to have 4. We may not always need the 4, but when we do.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
If Isaiah and Hogan were both in here, and like right now, Laney could be enjoying being in on the podcast with us too.
Without editing the one that was with Brentley and Hogan, it's there's a lot of long segments in there where me and Hogan were sharing a microphone, or Brentley and Hogan were sharing one,
right?
And we're kind of far away from it, so I've got to figure out how to.
Well, I think it starts with this
volume.
little thing here.
Raising the gain.
Well, no, I'm saying having just 4 mics, 4 slots.
Right.
I see what you're saying. You were saying
to make it louder, pick up more volume.
Could have something to do with this screen.
I think that's supposed to help with your inhales.
Maybe.
You can't hear that as much as if you're right here.
Yeah.
It's
maybe
a little bit less.
Where's the trash?
It's in the bathroom behind you.
It's not exactly behind you.
All right, so we were talking about Jolie, fatherhood, how my first reactions, I guess, were, and I guess it's probably easier to remember the ones that were after Brentley. He was the first one, but it's been so long ago. Brentley was born in Hattiesburg at Forest General, and so that I think everything went pretty well. Chrissy might say different because she was the one having labor, not me. But so you and Mariana, we had home births with y'all, and that was a whole different and really great experience in that we didn't have all the nurses and doctors and stuff going on. It was just a lot more intimate and very special. So y'all were born at home, and then Hogan and Hallie were born at St. Vincent, and then Laney Brooke was born at Shelby Hospital in Alabaster. So they and they were, I think that they were all good. I'm sure I on several of those, maybe all of them, just teared up at seeing this little bitty life that God had made, and that we were a part of this, and just that there's that little baby crying and needing a diaper and baby clothes and all that stuff. It was crazy, amazing. But when the time comes, Jolie's born and you're there for all this stuff, it's just like, wow, it blows your mind. And it's just a miracle. It's a little miracle that this has happened. And anyway, it's a fantastic thing. And I think you and Michaela are going to make great parents. So I would say to try and go to when Pastor Lusk is, I think in May or June, he's going to be doing a parent seminar thing, conference again, I think. And I would say sign up for it, go to that, get, books and things to read, but, ask us and then ask Michaela's parents and just, I'm sure y'all are going to be fine, but it's a lot. It's a lot to do, but it's also great. Snuggling with them and, I don't know, just feeding them and watching them start doing their first little things. One day it'll be walking, and then they'll have their first little birthday and stick their face in the cake and all that stuff too. It's fun.
I can't wait for all that. I guess right now, I'm pretty nervous for Michaela, what she's got to go through. And so I've been praying that Jolie stays healthy and that Michaela will still stay healthy, and that she'll have strength and courage to go through what she's about to go through. And I guess me and Michaela started the Shepherding a Child's Heart, and it said that parenting is shepherding a child's heart in the ways of God's wisdom. So how would you break that down? And is that accurate?
Well, I think, I guess I can't help but think of the 23rd Psalm a little bit, but
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Yeah, well, yeah, that part too. But the Lord is my shepherd, and He loves us, and He wants good for us as our shepherd. And so we're the flock, we're sheep in His flock, and He doesn't want us to stray. He doesn't want us to go off and find trouble, or trouble find us because we're out from under the shepherd's protection. He wants us to stay where we need to be, and I think as we do that, you pray, and as I think I've told y'all 100 times, just pray and read the Bible, and I certainly going to church and listening to sermons. And then again, the music we listen to, I think, is also, Hogan and I were talking about that recently. He was sharing with me and Christy that it's like he kind of had his own revelation. It seemed like he was just saying, yeah, the music you listen to, it really affects you. And we're like, we know, we've said that to you over and over. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, I think if you're listening to hymns, I think what you get from that is going to help you spiritually so much more than, some of the other garbage and trash that would be out there. But shepherding, yeah, I mean, if you, again, go to the analogy of the Lord is our shepherd, he's not going to steer us wrong. He loves us. He wants to see us do well. He wants us to be fed in the green pastures and be drinking water in the still waters, not from, my understanding is sheep are skittish of movement. I may be wrong, but I understand that that's right. So when they would drink, He leads me beside the still or quiet waters. And so it's, I guess for a sheep, it's easier to drink from something that's not moving or moving slowly or whatever.
Maybe they easily fall into rapids.
Maybe, yeah. I can't even imagine. I can't. Yeah. Yeah. Start counting sheep as they float down the river. But yeah.
So the righteous man is planted next to the river, watching the sheep go by in the river.
Yeah, There,
Counting them as he falls asleep.
there's the analogy that Psalm 1 is the tree planted by a stream of water.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but yeah, shepherding them, praying with them, reading the Bible, and we over the years we haven't always done a great job with that, and that certainly would be a regret. But I think sometimes when you get busy and stuff's going on, and the house is a little chaotic or whatever, and I know I have forgotten. It's like, but there's calmness when you read the Word, and there's power, and so when you don't, and life is crazy and chaotic, and tempers go up, and things escalate, and whatever, it's like, well, we need to stop, and we need to pray, we need to read the Bible, and it's kind of like in football. If the team misses a bunch of tackles in the game, well, next week you're getting back to the basics, and you're going to learn to tackle again. And so
after running a bunch of sprints,
right, sprints and whatever else, push-ups or whatever they want you to do. But it really is. It's going back to the things that I think we know as Christians and growing up that way, that that little time at night or at the table, whatever. I wish I could say that every night we sit at the table and have a family meal. I think we do fairly well with it, but some are home earlier than others, and that's something that I just need to. I'm sure we can do it if I shared that with Chrissy and said, "Hey, let's try and have a supper time at, let's say, I don't know, 6:30 or whatever." But then we have Hallie's got softball, and then she just finished basketball, and now we're in softball, and she's thought about cheer in her senior year, and so that's going to be time. So I know some families at church and other not just our church, other churches, they will maybe do their time in the morning and start the day off with their family time at the table in the morning, devotion time, whatever. And so I think that's great, and I think they try and fit it in with what works best for their family.
I don't know. That's going to be fun to figure out because right now we do most of our reading in the evening, but it's slowly, I guess, getting or it has been getting harder to do that because Michaela's been ready to go to bed as soon as she gets in the bed. So she just wants a foot massage, and then so it's if I had 4 arms, I could read and foot massage at the same time. But
Audible.
Yeah, I don't.
If you did Audible, then she could be a part of the book too.
Oh, if I read the book on this?
No, I'm saying
Got her to do
Audible.
voices.
Audible is an app, audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing a book, just have the book playing out loud while you rub her feet. You hear the book, she hears the book. You're rubbing her feet.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is you're reading, she's going to be in on the book too.
I guess that's another catch because she doesn't really like listening to other people read as much. It's taken me a while to figure out how to raise and lower my voice and get the right inflections. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
To hit the right tones and to keep it interesting and go slow at the right parts and speed it up, and it's taken a few years to figure out how to keep her engaged with what I'm reading.
Well, I think it depends on the book, but I'm doing one with the guys. No apologies, I think is what it's called, but it's good, and I'm going through on Audible with this book, and I'm getting used to it, like
Listening to it.
Yeah, and I think it's good to do it this route, but I also like the pages and being able to turn back easily and mark the book. So I'm missing out on that. something that I've enjoyed doing in the past.
If you heard something you liked, it's harder to highlight.
Yeah.
You'd have to look exactly on where it was,
Mm-hmm.
how much time it had been on what track, where you could just leave a little tab or bend the page if you liked something and have it underlined so it's easy to find in a book.
Yeah, I think books are, for going back, it's quick reference. You know, it's easier to go back and do all that. But and now some people may do Audible enough to there are techniques on there that I'm not knowing about to mark a page or to remember it. And I guess another idea might be to screenshot where it is and then go back later and listen to that spot from the screenshot. But anyway,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, it was just a thought. And then, but if you're rubbing her feet, you said you had 4 hands, then you could hold a book. But this way,
she'd just get me to massage her back at the same time. Hey, you have 2 more hands. What are you holding a book for and massaging my back while you're doing my feet?
I mean, that might be a way for her to hear what you're listening to.
Yeah.
She's not going to run off if you're rubbing her feet. Right, Michaela? You just have to sit there while he's rubbing your feet.
That'd be terrible.
That's funny.
We've been talking about when Jolie gets old enough to play with Michaela's hair, then I can start reading out loud for everybody.
Well, it's going to go fast. You better enjoy it. It is fun though. It's the big responsibility, but it's a wonderful responsibility, and to see that new life and personality develop, and she'll have you wrapped, or she'll have you wrapped around her finger, I think is what they say. Anyway, it'll be good. We, out of all of you, there's only been one that really wanted her daddy, and it was Hallie. Everybody else they would want mom. So she was kind of a daddy's girl, or was a daddy's girl. And I think maybe she still is somewhat. But when she was 10, Lainey was born, and so that Lainey kind of squeezed her out a little bit. I've tried to not. I have to be careful and try and balance all that, because you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose being the one that was picked. You know, you got a kid picking you. You don't want to lose that. Anyway,
8:12. We're at about 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're.
Did we say enough?
Oh, do you have any other questions or anything? What else? I
don't know if I have anything.
Well, we can come back to it too.
We could do part 2 after she's born. See what it's like after I've changed a few diapers, if I'm still as excited as I am right now.
Rich. Pastor Lush, he said something funny the other day. Can't remember now exactly how it went. Something to do about...
When they were in the driveway?
Outside, something to do about diapers. He said something. Do you remember? You were out there, weren't you? I don't know if you were or not.
Oh, yeah. You fed them, you change them.
Yeah, he said, oh, yeah, that'll get you in hot water.
Yeah. Well, at least Miss Jenny was standing right there, so she didn't have to hear about it from somebody else.
It was really funny. Yeah, he's got some good ones. Yeah. That was funny.
All right. Well, thanks for joining in to Satcher and Nate's talk show. Hopefully the next one will be post-labor, and we'll have pictures to put up with the audio of little baby or something for all the family. And
well, thanks for listening in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you leaving this here? Is that easier, or are you taking it?